Okay, I'm about to do an oil change on my 2020 Alfa Romeo Giulia. It's December the 16th, 2022. There are 15,614 miles on the car, and it's 7:44 a.m. I've driven my car up on boards just to give it a little more clearance so that the jack can get under it. I've loosened the oil cap so that the oil will drain properly. I've used jack point jack stands to get the car up off the ground. Looks like they worked really well. There are over 20 screws, Torx head screws, holding the skid plate on. Some are longer than others. I'm going to mark the longer ones with 1 dot of whiteout and the smaller ones with 2 dots of whiteout. Okay, the skid plate is off. There are 17 large screws that are Torx 30, T30, and there are 2 small screws that are T25s. And here is the underneath of the car that has been exposed. Looks good. So there's the oil filter and the drain plug. I'm going to remove those and drain all the oil from the engine. And then I'm going to lower the front end so that the car will be level so it'll drain completely. So the oil and the filter, oil filter and the oil plug are both out and it's draining. Now I'm going to lower the car and make it level. Okay, I took the jack stands off to let the car go level and drain. I'm sure glad I put those boards under the tires, because otherwise I would have probably crushed the oil capture pan here. Not much clearance. Okay, so the oil has pretty much stopped draining. I'm going to jack it back up again, replace the oil filter, and replace the drain plug. I use the OEM filter obtained from Centerline, and I greased the gasket before putting it on. I installed the filter hand tight. I'm now going to add OEM oil, which I also obtained from Centerline. I have a half a quart left over from a previous oil change. I'm going to add that and 5 new quarts, and then I'm going to drive it for a while and see if I need to top it off a little bit. Calls for 5.5 to 5.8 quarts. Okay, I filled it up with 5.5 quarts of oil. Now I'm going to start it up and see whether or not there might be any oil leaks from the filter or the drain plug. So I'm not seeing any leaking at all. Looks like it's good and tight. So now it's time to put the skid plate back on, and hopefully that will be it. Okay, so I took the car for a test ride, and then I let it sit for a while, and this is the oil level. I'll drive it a little bit more and see, and I might add just a little bit more oil to top it off. So after driving the car a few days after the oil change, still looks to be a little low. So I think I'm going to add a couple of ounces and then look at the gauge again after some more driving. So after topping it off with a couple of ounces of oil, it looks like the oil level is now perfect. And this is at 15,656 miles.